Hello, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be walking you through more about project planning. So as we can see here, we are in the project operations module within Dynamics 365. And so the first page you'll see when you're in here will be the summary page, outlining all of the different summary points related to this specific project. Where we can actually start to plan this project is going to be in the Tasks tab here. So as you can see, there are several tasks that have already been input into the system here. We've also added some down here closer to the bottom. And if we wanted to add any new tasks, all we have to do is add a new task down at the bottom, and it will allow us to fill in all of the different information that we would like to regarding this specific portion of the project. So for example, we have subtask 1, that's part of task 7, assigned to a project manager. We can see that it is in progress and we want 1 hour of work related to this specific task. And then it goes forward to say even more about the effort remaining, how much we've completed, the start and end dates, and if there's any schedule variance related to that specific task as well. We can also add different columns here if we want to capture different information about the specific task as well. What this does is it allows us to show every single task in a very granular fashion and be able to track it across the whole project of everything that needs to be done as we plan out what will be completed in the project. The one thing that's missing from here, though, is how much is this going to cost and what it looks like for the cost over the course of the whole project. And where we can find this information is actually going to be in the Estimates tab up here. So as you can see, in here, we have some of the different tasks that we saw in the first page. So we saw subtask 3 under member, right? So here, subtask 3 under member, and it's in progress and it's 3 hours. So when we go to the estimates, that's the first thing that we see here is that same information about subtask 3 assigned to a member with the start and end date, the quantity of time, and then we can also start to see some of the dollar amounts related to that specific task there and when they are going to be. So what we can do here is see that it's 3/19/2023, but we can also go down and look at it by day. So it's 3/20/22/2023, or we can look at it by month and see what the costs over the course of the month are going to be for that specific task. And we can see that with the other tasks below here as well. So as you can see for these ones that are assigned to myself, Nathan Tell, task 1, start and end date, the quantity, and then we can see that it's covered over 3 different days of that different price. And we can start to look at the life cycle of the project and when those costs actually are going to be. The other portion of planning out these projects is that we can also look at expense and material estimates here. So one of those, the expense estimates, is just adding different things that we expect that will come across within the different projects here. So if I wanted to add an expense estimate, I would be able to do that. I can relate it to a different task. So let's say task 1, I can add a category. So I wanted to take my team out for lunch. We have a quantity of lunches. Let's say we purchased 3, and then it would also work out the price for that. So it was $20 per lunch. And now we have the cost price. And so that expense estimate has now been added to the project, and we can quote that as well. And it's the exact same thing with material estimates, where the only difference is that we're using actual products. So if I wanted to add a material estimate, I can add it to a specific task, let's say subtask 1, and then I can add a specific product to it as well, such as a lab kit. So I would add the lab kit there, and then I would add the quantity of lab kits that I needed. So let's say 1, and then it would add the cost there for us. With that being said, this is how we would go through planning all of the different tasks and outlining what they're going to cost over the life cycle of the project. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk about more in the next video.